Sometime after your project was installed, it could be the next day or it could be 5 years later, you're thinking, what happened to the color? This isn't what I remember when I picked out this material. Here are the potential causes for this kind of condition. One of them is efflorescence. That's a subject all by itself, and you're going to see another video discussing that. Note that if it turns out to be efflorescence and it's light and powdery, the only product that you might need then is our efflorescence treatment. Another possible cause is an additive that came out of the wet grout. If you see a name on the grout bag that says something like poly or waterproof, stain-proof, those kind of things, that usually means there's an additive in there, and that additive may be what you're looking at. The third thing is, and this is the most likely, a very light residue of cement paste left from the grout cleanup process. By the way, this would not have happened if our Grout Easy product had been used prior to grouting. So what we're going to do to decide what we're dealing with so that you don't waste time and money doing things that aren't going to be effective is to do a little bit of testing. Use Grout Residue Remover, that's one of our products, and put a little dab on a little section and see if it fizzes. If it does not fizz, you're probably dealing with additive from the grout, in which case you can remove that with lacquer thinner. In the case of driveway pavers with sanded joints, this is frequently an additive that was put into the sand that keeps it from migrating out and is basically a kind of a glue. You can also remove that with lacquer thinner. If you do see fizzing, as you see here, then it's either efflorescence or it's that cement paste residue from the grouting process. Both heavy or crystalline efflorescence or the cement paste residue are removed with the product Grout Residue Remover. So the fizzing reaction that you see is the reaction of the Grout Residue Remover with the efflorescence minerals or with the cement paste, and that's how you clean it off. Note that in addition to the color being dark and rich where it was cleaned off, it's that way where it's wet. Now if you want to have that kind of a color when all of this is done, you can achieve it with one of our color enhancing sealers. If you don't want it to be that way, you want it to just be whatever it dries out to be, then use a sealer like our same-day sealer that is not color enhancing, does not create gloss, and leaves everything looking completely natural but protected. For cleanup, the principle is going to be the same whether it's indoors or outdoors. When everything dries out, even if you can't see it, there has to be a residue left from the activity, and that's something you'd want to get rid of. Indoors, you'd use a bucket of water and a sponge. Outdoors, you can hose it off as you see. Just make sure that the drainage is into an area of gravel or dirt and not into an area where chemicals might harm vegetation.